Well, hello there, how are you? I'm pretty sure you're well, except if not, but who knows? You certainly can't answer me through the video because this is only a one-way thing, except the comments, which I always welcome, and thanks for all the ideas and suggestions that you've already have. Just keep them going. Now today is Friday, and since I didn't make any videos yesterday, you would think that hey, maybe today we are going to end up with 2 videos, but that's not the case, that's not how the world works. So the only thing you're gonna have today is one measly short video, because I'm a little bit busier than usual. So let's get right into the task ahead of us. As you can see, I've changed some of the images that go on my website, and they will feature some more cows and less text, because why not? But anyways, let's head down here and let's talk about the color of envy with a brilliant sentence. Now, of course, the question is, what's the color of envy? If I Google it, then there's going to be a very short and simple answer. It's green. Except that it's not green. All your life, you have lived thinking that the color of envy, if someone's envious, they should turn green. But I'm telling you, it's not true, because it is yellow, as you're going to see from that very sentence that we are going to translate today. I think we should start with the easier ones. This is a nice imperative, and it simply says, look, and that's about it. Because choc itself doesn't mean a lot in English. I mean, you could never say only look or just look or something like that. Of course, there is already a cultural difference and we haven't even hit this part of the sentence. But you know, this is only going to get better. What could go wrong? Absolutely nothing. Right, now let's start with this sentence. This is obviously a name, which is great because we don't have to translate that one. Ah, lucky us. How about that one? That's the same just that we saw before, so that's fine, but I'm not sure we're going to end up putting it into the sentence. How about this one? Ooh, well, that's probably the most horrible translation ever. That's not true at all. It's not even... I mean, so, that's fine. That is correct, but who the hell translated it to business? I'd like to know that one. Or do I? Probably not. Anyways, so Bela did something, I guess. And how about that one? Just jumping to the next. Yeah, of envy, or something of envy. So we've got envy somewhere in the sentence. Probably at the end. So Bela is like or similar to, you know, like something. How about this one? Oh, well, not sure about that. Oh yeah, I guess you could say that, although not pale brown, but unhealthy yellow. Yeah, sure. But instead of this, I'm going to concentrate on the color here, which should be sárga. And sárgul is nothing but a created verb through an attachment. So technically, the word sárgul comes from sárga and it means turns yellow. Though, while in Hungarian, this can be described as something that's happening right now, it is not the person. Bela is not turning yellow at the moment. He has already turned yellow. And, well, so yellow, I guess, or simply just turned yellow. But of course, this is referring to what's happening at the moment that makes the translation incredibly hard. Bela has turned yellow out of envy, I suppose. And that's what's happening at the moment. Now this translation comes from the simple idea of me being aware that there is a sentence that describes someone turning or having turned green out of envy. And that translation is solely based on cultural references. There is no way that there is a direct correlation between these two except cultural. Now, of course, technically, I'm supposed to change the yellow to green to finalize the translation, because otherwise nobody will really understand it. Just like nobody would understand if I'm feeling blue at the moment, because in Hungarian that is feeling grey. And we don't even describe it as feeling grey, we describe things as black and white mostly, or being grey. So again, to completely finalize the translation, I'm going to change this to green, and there you go. That is a more or less proper translation of what's going on. Of course, as we are building this document together, or well, mostly me, but you know what's going on, basically what happens is that we are going to deviate more and more away from the original Hungarian sentence. Because that's how translation works. That's how far cultural differences will have to take us. And there is nothing we can do about it, unfortunately. We cannot live our lives in a different country speaking a different language while retaining all of our cultural references and everything about our language. And even though the first part of learning any language is quite easy, well, compared to this one, now comes the truly hard part, because all I can say and all I can explain is literally what's going on in the Hungarian sentence, and that is the path we are taking in the near future, and that's where everything leads. So in the following episodes, it will require a lot more understanding of Hungarian, so you can understand what's going on. Although I'm pretty sure it's not as horrible to follow it, but certainly I would never expect you, if you're a beginner, to suddenly being able to replicate this kind of translation. So that's about it. Have a happy weekend and see you next week, I guess. Bye bye.